G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 10 of a Gunslinger Purifier playthrough, where this episode, just now, I went and talked to Amala Torvin on the way to and from the bank to clear out my inventory, and I collected her tonic of reshaping for rescuing her father, and she gave me a level as well, so we're going to go ahead and spend some of those points in physique, and our 3 extra points, I think we're done with Inquisitor from memory. Although some points in Arcane Empowerment or Steel Resolve wouldn't go amiss. We are, however, I think, going to max out Fire Strike first. So, a few more points in that. What did we go up to from that? So 329 up to 401 fire damage, and we get 5% main hand damage. Not bad at all. Okay, in terms of devotions, last episode we swapped a couple of these over, and we're going to finish off the Hydra. And after that, well, let me just have a look at the plan here. After the Hydra, we get the Magi, I think it says. So we will need the 3 green from the Hydra, and then we'll get the Magi, which will give us the Fisher proc. Excellent. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot things. We left last episode at the Gloomlord Crossing Rift, so we're going to run through here. And I'm going to take a few detours and kind of, take the scenic route through here, because I want to collect the Ugden Blooms. This character, I don't think is going to use a conduit, but you never know. And Ugden Blooms are good for crafting components as well. These are unfortunately the wrong crabs, but they're in the way, so we're going to shoot them. So we've got our first Rotting Stump, and our first Ugden Bloom of the episode. Where did you guys come from? Why are you so fast? Okay, stump number 2, no Ugden Bloom. Sad. Alright, these guys are huge and ridiculously tanky, and they are made of Ugden Blooms, so they are worth shooting as well. I would say once you've got about 30 of these, you could probably stop targeting them, but even after that, it's definitely good to have more. So if you just pick them up while you're leveling, then it'll save you from having to do an hour and a half of Ugden Bloom runs to farm them. Okay, first time you're in here, you get the Hidden Spoils chest. And there is always one hidden stump in here, one rotten stump. Sometimes there's other chests in here as well, and there's usually a trap. And then from here, there is, 3 more left, I think? 2. I'm gonna go with 2. Whoop. Whoop. Did not expect to find you here. That's alright. Too interested in going fast, not interested in shooting things. Alright, here's our Rotting Stump. No additional Ugden Bloom, unfortunately, but if we just go along here, we'll find a section of the of the map, I guess, where it gets a little more lit up, a little more daylight comes through, and there'll be one more just here. And then at this point, I've never actually been further down there. I don't think there's anything down there, but you know what? If there is, it can stay there. Now we have to head back and kill Caraxes Fowl, who is at the back of this house. He's living in a little cave, like a good hermit, so I guess he's a hermit crab. There we go, and you know what? I'm going to shoot you guys as well. Okay, so Caraxes Fowl is unfortunately not a ghost crab. There are a few ghost crabs in this cave, but not many, and the chances of getting the belt I want from them is pretty much 0. But it is possible. Looks like it's not happening today, though. Potential treasure trove, or not treasure trove, potential totem just here. What about you? Have you got a belt for me? Ugdenbug Girdle, you're not a ghost crab. Okay. Again, very sad, man. That's right, here is Caraxes Fowl. And Caraxes is also not a ghost crab, so unfortunately he won't be dropping the belt I want either. He will, though, be dropping, guaranteed, a soldier belt. Now this poison goop that that other one was putting on the ground was interrupting my attacks, which is really annoying. Ice Scorn. Are you a ghost crab? Seems not. That's alright. We got the quest item we were here for. Maybe there'll be a few other crabs over this way. Maybe we'll get an Ogden Bloom or 3 out of these golems. I'm not going to hold my breath, but it would be nice. Do we get one? Nope, we get nothing. Okay. Well, it is what it is. There we go. So, our next mission is to get through to the Coven. There is a trap just here. Usually goes off as soon as you pick up or as soon as you open the chest. So we will shooty bang bang and kill everything over here. There we go. And then it's not a straight shot down to the Coven. There's a few things on the way that you can shoot, but that looked like an elite. Are you? Yeah, he's got a star on his head. Fire-based. Okay, so that's gonna nerf my damage a bit. Apparently not enough. Oh, there's Pakla. So Pakla's fun. Does a lot of damage. It's all vitality based. Actually, I think it's vitality and bleeding, but a lot of it is vitality. If you ever make a vitality ritualist, you'll probably be wanting the MI from this guy. So pick it up and have a look. It converts something to vitality. Wendigo totems and 100% lightning converted to vitality for savagery. So if you want to do a vitality savagery build, that would be how you do it. Don't ask me how to do it otherwise, because I've never made one, but that would be part of it at least. You'd have to find some way to convert the physical as well. Alright, so we've made it to the Coven, and there's a few things you want to do when you get to the Coven. Actually, you know what, let's do it. Let's actually go back and rescue the witch. So if we go to Sorrow's Bastion, and then we head north along the road, normally at this little, it's not really a crossroads, but this fork, I guess, normally I go left. If you go right, however, and then you kind of keep going right, you'll end up in an area that generally gets ignored. Apparently you have to go further north before you can go right. But this area usually is not somewhere I go. So just here is Nathaniel Thorne, and this is Ralia. Now, Ralia is being, or about to be, burned as a witch, which, I mean, to be fair, she is a witch, so... but you can rescue her, so, or you can burn her alive. So you can talk to her, and eventually you can say you will talk to them, and then you can say you're convinced, there's no proof, and now you have to kill these guys. At which point she just lets herself down. Like, watch this, I didn't click on her or anything, and she just kind of wiggles a bit and then jumps down. Why didn't she just do that in the first place? But anyway, you can talk to her, and she will go off to the Coven. She'll also give you this offhand, which is not amazing for anything, but it's kind of okay for lots of things. Also, if you continue up here, you will find a whole bunch of spiders, and a little mining camp. I think it's a little bit further north. There can also be a totem just here. Let's just make all this go away. Chthonic Seal, kind of worth. Alright, we can leave here. Now, this next bit isn't really relevant to the playthrough, but I do generally just ignore this whole section, so we'll just go through it and have a look. So, Death's Vigil, and then if you come in here, I think it is, there's a whole bunch of spiders. Yep, here we go. So, Morton's Claim. You can shooty bang bang the spiders, and then at the back you will find Mila Finnegan, who you can talk to her and she will ask you to blow this up, basically. So you give her the dynamite, she'll blow a door open, and you can go inside. And once you're inside, there will be someone to talk to. So this is Mila again. And then she basically says, "I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna eat your brains," and then you can fight her. So the Wraith of Sorrows, if you're playing a pet necromancer and you're using skeletons, you may want to farm this for her hat, which she has dropped. The hat gives, or gave, I haven't looked at it since 1.2, +3 to raise skeletons. Yep, that's still there. Less skill recharge on raised skeletons. And if you happen to have Bonds of Bismeal, so you're playing a Kabbalist, then you can get some physical resist there. It's a decent low-level skeleton hat, and no one really uses it because it's way out of the way, and it never used to really drop before. I farmed it one time, and I swore I would never do it again, because it took something like 12 or 13 times of running out here, killing her, and getting nothing, before I kind of went, yeah. So I'm never doing that again. But now that they drop 100%, maybe. Maybe if I ever do a another skeleton pet build. Alright, let's get rid of these, and then we'll go back to what I was talking about before, which was things to do when you get to the Coven. First thing you do is you sort your bags out. Don't worry about that, we're going to give that to someone else. Okay, and we will actually take the free XP. Right, so here's Garadia, she's kind of the second in command here. And we have a deal with her. The deal is basically, we go find Barrowhome and we get your skull on a stick back. So this is Trista's diary. It's in this little chest here, which the game is being very uncooperative about showing. But just trust me, there's a chest there, and it has a lore note in it. Then if you come along the back here, now if you rescued Ralia, like we just did, she will be here, and you can get some reputation and some XP. If you didn't rescue her, there's no penalties or anything, she's just not here, so you miss out on that. Then if you run up the side here, there is a hidden spoils chest. And another little weathered chest with another lore note in it. So 1, 2, 2,500 plus another 2,500 plus 7,000. It's not amazing amounts of XP, but it's just kind of sitting there, so you may as well go get it. Okay, let's change that back to the first page so I don't spend time fidgeting with my inventory. And you can pick this quest up or not, it literally doesn't matter, we're going to rescue the witches anyway. But if you have the quest, then they'll appear on your map with a star. So when you head out of the Coven, you basically want to just head directly east, maybe slightly to the north, but more or less directly east. One thing I learned when I was farming for Ugden Blooms is there's this little spot here that kind of looks like a foot, like someone's put their right foot while they're walking down your screen here. Or you could say it's, you know, smiley face with angry eyebrows or something. But there's a rotted stump at the bottom of that, and you can collect that for an Ugden Bloom. You can also, you know what, I'm going to do it. I didn't do this in the Paladin playthrough. I don't actually need this skeleton key, but you can go down here and into the, or not into the Ancient Grove, but near the Ancient Grove. And you can talk to Mogdrogan, and he will just give you a skeleton key. Now, he also gives you a quest to cleanse the Ancient Grove, which you can just agree to and just kind of be like, yeah, bro, no problem, and then walk away and never do it, which is what I'm going to do. However, if you do go inside, and I'm not even talking past the skeleton key door, just inside the Ancient Grove before the skeleton key door, is a fairly easily accessible devotion shrine. So I probably should have done this on the Paladin, but I didn't. It's not a massive deal. So here's Avatar of Mogdrogan. You can talk to him. If you accept his quest, it's going to be there. He gives you the skeleton key, and then you can just head in here. And if you hug the wall here, well, you can see obviously the devotion shrine on the map there. Taking a decent amount of damage. I think that was mostly before the Inquisitor Seal buff kicked in. Alright, so everybody's dead. Couple of Ugdom Blooms for me. Happy days. These plants are a pain in my backside. Looks like they have friends. Alright, so we'll just take these out. There's my Venom Gaze Bile, which is one of the quest items we needed to get. So pretty happy about that dropping. Having said that, they're not exactly rare, so don't stress about them. You will get them kind of by accident. Is it here? Somewhere along here is a little hidden area. Here it is. And there, hidden spoils. So same as usual, you're not going to get anything amazing out of it, but you know, free loot. Alright, Wraithstalker Band, Ancient Heart, that's actually a pretty good drop. Okay, Wraithstalker Band, not great. Not bad, but not for this build. And then we have a Devotion Shrine to clear. And this, I think, is going to be the end of Hydra, but we may need one more for it. And there's level 44 as well. Now at this point, you can continue sort of clearing down and around and back up and up to the Ancient Grove, like the actual Ancient Grove, and go in with the Skeleton Key. But there's actually no point just yet. So 3 more points in Fire Strike, I'm going to max that out. And for our Devotion point, yep, we need 1 more for Hydra. But this is 75 flat physical damage, which is actually pretty good. We are converting 28% of that, I think, gets converted to fire. I don't think we have any other fire conversion items. Alright, so I'm just going to leave at this point. Like I said, if you wanted to, you could push further in. You could go ahead and do the entire Skeleton Key dungeon. I will warn you, however, that Gargle Balls, the boss at the end, is an absolute beast, and he's heavily resistant to fire. So, if you want to do it, you probably can, but you're most likely going to die, and because it's a Skeleton Key dungeon, if you die in there, they kick you out, and you can't get back in. So you would have to get another key, which you can craft. I can't remember if we picked up the recipe, but you can get it for finishing this quest, Old Scars. If you actually go there and talk to Calderos, and then continue into the Steps of Torment, when you finish that quest, they will give you the recipe for the Skeleton Key, and then you'll be able to craft them, or you can just go to the secret shop in the Bloodgrove, and you can buy the recipe there every single time it'll be available. Okay, I do need to go back because we skipped Laria while I was doing that little spiel about the Ancient Grove. But this is Laria. This is where I was originally going. So you head pretty much directly east and a little bit north, and you'll find Janaxia's Den. Sorry, I think I said Laria's, but we'll see to Laria later. So this is Janaxia's Den. If you are playing, for example, a pet ritualist or a pet kabbalist, and you happen to need a bound wraith, this is a good place to farm for them. There is a treasure... Why do I keep calling these treasure troves? It's a totem. There is a totem in here. I believe it's a savage totem. Yep, Forsaken Savage. This is here about half the time, and it can be a little rippy, so just be careful. If you get a lot of these, I guess they're called blood claws, but the little werewolf-looking things, if you get a large group of those and they all rush you at the same time, they can put a bit of a hurting on you. Okay. Glyph of Burning Rifts. I may actually end up using that, but for now, no. And there's another little hidden stash over here. There it is. For these hidden stash things, you can actually spin your camera around and you'll be able to see them, but I'm kind of too lazy to do that. I'm not sure if it's lazy or pig-headed, but I don't like spinning the camera. Okay, so Janaxia is here. And Janaxia does actually do a decent amount of damage. Looks like a lot of it is negated by the Inquisitor's seal, and she's going down pretty quickly. Alright, Virulent Maw is... I actually thought that was a gun. That's fine. And a helmet with that proc on it, which we can't use. Well, I guess we could, but I think the flat damage on Fire Strike is way better than a Fireball proc. Now this is, I was going to say interesting, but then I saw the proc triggers on a block, so actually I'm not interested anymore. That flat fizz damage on Flame Touched is not great, being physical damage instead of fire, but it's definitely better than that. Once we get Thermite Mine, I will be swapping this over, but we're not there yet, so let's go shoot some more trees. Alright, next up from here, I believe we are heading north, and we're just looking for the rift. Pretty sure that's the next step. We'll see when we get there. But yeah, just head north. Keep your eye out for any stumps. You do want to deal with the stumps, and by deal with, I mean kick them, shoot them, whatever, just get the flowers out of them. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else until we get to the rift. Alright. And if you were playing a poison-based gun character like a Deceiver, this would be a really good place to get a gun. In fact, it's probably the only place to get a gun. Alright, another rotting stump here, another Ugdenbloom to add to the pile of flowers, and we keep heading north. Okay, we've got ghost crabs here. I forgot about these actually. I went through here with the paladin and killed a bunch of them. And I was super excited, and I never got that belt. I just remember saying an awful lot, huffing the copium. Just remember guys, once we get to the Barrowhome Mines, it doesn't matter. The boss of the Barrowhome Mines will drop it 100%. These things aren't dropping it at all. There's a few more up to the north here. A few more ghost crabs. This may also have ghost crabs, so I'm going to do this one as well. Let's just clear these plants out of the way, and the bugs. Okay, I'll go pick that up in a minute. Let's go ahead and kill these. No crabs, unfortunately. Sentences I say in this game, I swear. Okay, but yes, these, the undead totems can drop. There's another shield, or another perdition piece. It's been dropping like candy for both my characters. They can drop the belt I want, but unfortunately didn't get one. Got some ghost crabs again. And computer says no. Okay. Basically, we're just going to keep heading kind of over this way. When you get to this bridge, there is a rotting stump right here. Ooh, double Ugdenbloom, very, very nice. And then we'll continue heading north, and I'm pretty sure we're just looking for the Rift Gate, which shouldn't be too much further north. Another stump, this one's a trap. It's not very nice. The other thing as well, keep your eyes out for the Leafmane alphas. The alphas have a quest drop that we want. The, what is it, the Leafmane alpha horn or something like that? Okay, here's the Rift Gate. And this is where the fun begins. So we head to the left to continue north. If you go right there, it'll take you back south again. There's a whole bunch of these plants. You can spend the time to shoot them if you want. Or you can just run past them like I'm going to do. I've only stopped here because I wanted to kill that basilisk. There we go. Basilisk Mark? Which one was it? One of these has some bonuses to... what is this called? Word of Renewal. One of the Basilisk medals, I believe, adds 2 minutes to the duration. So if, like me, you're horrible at remembering to keep the buff up, if you get that mark, or that medal, it can help. Right, so this is Laria's Den. There is a quest involving Laria later. Unfortunately, we don't have it yet. So we'll come back for her later. And if you've watched the Paladin playthrough, this is where I found the Undergrowth last time. It's a cave that doesn't show up on your map, similar to how the one in Pine Barrens worked. So you've just got to kind of go find it. And if you don't know where it is, it's quite easy to walk past it. So that was one of the spawn locations. And then the way I've found easiest to find it is to pretty much hug the right side of the map up here. So we'll just kill these, and then just keep your eyes open on the right side of the map. I think this little section's a dead end. Yeah, it is. But if you just follow the edge of the map, you will probably find it. There's one place that it can be that is not, that you're not going to find by just following the edge of the map. But I'll cover that if it is indeed there. And you can stop and shoot all this stuff if you want. I'm going to skip it. I think it's here. Maybe not. But somewhere along here there's, I want to say, 2 different spawn locations. Ghost crabs! Okay. Please give me a belt. There's no belt. Oh, there's a belt! Alright, so this is the first +1 Inquisitor belt I've dropped on 2 characters running through this area now. What did we get? Mystic of Attack. Now, Mystic is garbage on this build. Of Attack is decent because it's offensive ability, but Mystic is +10 to Spirit, which is... I shouldn't say it's garbage. Spirit gives us fire damage, so it's not awful, but there are a lot of other things I would prefer, let's put it that way. Am I going to use it? That's the question. So we would be losing about 20% poison, so it is going to uncap our poison resist in a swamp full of things that do poison damage. So we're going to hang on to that and consider using it later, maybe. Alright, I do actually have the Wendigo Spirit, so we are going to go in here, and we're going to talk to Ugdal, and we're going to let him go. And as long as we're in the area, I'm going to grab this Devotion Shrine as well. And that's going to be... priests. That's going to be the Hydra done. So Hydra's done. This is going to give us basically just more damage. 48 flat physical damage, combined with the 28 flat over here, is a decent increase, especially considering how fast we are shooting. Next up, we are going to get the Magi. Or are we going to get the turtle? Let me double check. We don't take the turtle, okay. At least it's not in the plan I have, which is very weird because almost all of my plans have the turtle. So we're taking the Magi next, and then I think after that was the Revenant, I think, for some more resistance shred. Okay, here's Ugdal. Now, you have 2 options with Ugdal. You can either kill him or let him go. Or if you don't have one of these, you'll have to either kill him or come back with one. I'm going to let him go, and I'm also going to wear these, just because why not get some extra XP. Now, this is the only monster in the game that is guaranteed to drop the Bound Wraith. So if you are playing one of those lovely pet builds that wants a Bound Wraith, don't let him go. You want to kill him. Because Bound Wraiths were already rare to get them to drop. There were 3 places I would farm for them, and I would be lucky to clear all of them 2 or 3 times and get 1 to drop. So they were already giga rare, and then 1.2 happened, and now they're even more rare. So, if you want a Bound Wraith at any point in your character's life, but especially on Ultimate, don't let him go. Just kill him, eat the reputation loss with the Coven, and make sure you get your item. Okay, hammer time over there. See that rock hit me right in the face. I'm standing inside my Inquisitor's seal, and it still really hurt. It's about half my health bar just because of that. There's another piece of Perdition. I think my next character is going to be Acid Retaliation Sentinel. I think it's a sign. As long as we're here, let's go ahead and rescue the witches. Now, it used to be that I could never remember where these damn witches were, but the Rift Gate for Barrowhome is basically right here, and you just come down, and here they are. I was forever talking about them sort of way back down here. Like, I'd get to about here, just outside the Coven, and be like, oh, I think the witches are over here on the left. They're not. They're up near Barrowhome, but I didn't know that. Okay, we still haven't found the undergrowth, so I'm kind of expecting it here-ish, slightly over to the left. Just south of... where are we? Okay, this is the Chupacabra spawn point. I'm going to drop a portal here because I know I'm coming back. And here is the Barrowhome Rift. I'm just going to grab that and go back to my personal rift, and then we're heading south again. Because I haven't found the undergrowth. I think it's either this tree or this tree. So, yeah, there it is, on the bottom of that tree. Alright, let's clear the area. Because I already have the Rift Gate for Barrowhome, when I'm done in there, I can just rift out. Because we're going to Barrowhome at that point anyway. And I have to admit, the undergrowth here is probably one of my least favorite areas in the game. And you'll see why. Although now that I'm talking about it, it probably won't happen. But, here you go. It's a perfect example. Run over here. Run over here. Can I move? Okay, I can use the move skill. Oftentimes you'll get trapped between one of these little wacky tentacle arm plant things and a wall. But the game, for some reason, doesn't register that there's a wacky tentacle arm thing there. Let's actually get out of his range. And so it'll just keep telling your character to try and walk through the wacky tentacle arm plant thing. And so you'll end up just standing there doing nothing while taking damage from things that you're trying to run away from. And it's incredibly frustrating. And that's my TED Talk. The one good thing about this area, though, is that the Exalted Chest here is always in the same spot. There's only one place it can be, and being an Exalted Chest, it's always there. So, you get a free Exalted Chest for no effort, just for coming in here. I'm going to pick up this living ring, and we're going to be on our way. You don't have to kill any of this, you can just walk past all of it, but, you know, it's XP. This is, see, stuck on the walls again. This is where the Exalted Stash is. Like I said, it's always here. Let's just pick all this up, and then we can be on our way again. Now, I think it's this plant right here is the one that gets me most of the time. And I'll kind of show you what I mean as soon as I can get away from that plant. I'll just kill a few of these off. All that bushwhacking and not a single Ugden Bloom. Okay, so this little tree here, this little wacky bush, is right there. And you want to kind of come down here and around there. So you click over here with your mouse and it's let me through, of course. Normally that'll block you in. Although it didn't on the Paladin either, so maybe something's changed. I don't know. Anyway, incredibly frustrating when you get stuck on those things. All that waffling to say that. And if you just turn the camera, you'll see, well, you can't really see it, but there's a cave here. And at the back is a body and a pile of junk. So, free loot. And I think that's it. I think it's only the two. Yep. Alright, so the boss in here probably has some mechanics that, you know, I've literally never seen. Let's just go kill it. I've never had to dodge anything this boss does. I have literally face tanked or just shot her to pieces, or otherwise blew her up before anything massive happened. There's poison on the floor, don't care. Sundered, probably should care. You know what, I'm gonna pretend I care at least. Is that it? She just... Okay. Like I said, I've never had her do anything that I was particularly worried about. That would be really nice on that other character that I was talking about. Alright, and that's it. That's it, you're done in here. There's a whole bunch of like bodies and stuff around here that you can go around and click on. My inventory's full though, but there's... I can't see any of them, but trust me, they're there. Okay, let's duck back to the Coven and empty our inventory, and then we will push on to Barrowhome. Though, to be fair, we probably could have sold all this junk in Barrowhome. That's not the belt I want to keep. That's not a horrible ring. It is a pet ring, which is, you know, it's not great. But the resistances are not awful. I'm not going to use it, but it's not bad. How about this one? Word of Agony. No, not enough resistances. Okay, we'll keep all that. So we now have... how many pieces of the Perdition set? Plus copies? I think I've got most of the set. I think I'm only missing the helmet. And the Paladin had most of it as well. Certainly had enough of it that I could transmute to get it. I just sold that belt that I was keeping, didn't I? I did. You know what? I don't think I care. I can't actually use it because it'll break our resistances. So, as much as I really want +1 to skills, as much as it's ridiculously powerful, I just can't. I can't justify breaking poison resistance in the middle of the bog. Right, so we got 15 flowers, we got that potion, we've got our very first skeleton key that's going to sit in there until ultimate and maybe never get used at all. And I've collected 4 pieces of the Perdition set, so I'm missing gloves, and I have, I'm missing gloves and a helmet, and I have a duplicate of the shoulders and this, just the shoulders is a duplicate. Let's see if I get the whole set.
It's safe with me. Promise.
Okay, back to Barrowhome. So we found Barrowhome. Now we have to speak to Skorv Egdenna, or Ronej Vrox, if you reverse his name. I don't know why, but I tend to do that with names that are kind of nonsense-ish. See if they mean something backwards. This one doesn't. Okay, yeah, that's nice. You have a choice for these guys. You can either be friendly with them, in which case they will give you quests to go and do, and you'll be able to fight the Ravager at the end. Or you can kind of be a little more belligerent, and they will not be friendly with you. So if you choose not friendly, it will open up an optional dungeon, at the end of which is a really nice vitality medal on one of the bosses. If you don't need that medal, it's probably better to stay friendly with them. By attacking them, you miss out on the opportunity to fight the Ravager later. You miss out on the XP from all of their quests. And you miss out on their reputation shop, which has some really nice augments in it. So, unless you need that vitality medal, I would say you pretty much always want to be friendly with them. They are pretty much evil cannibals, and the people they've sent us out to rescue are going to return to the village for lunch, and they won't be eating, if you see where I'm going. But they have really nice items, so we're going to do the murder hobo thing and and send those missing villagers off to the town for lunch. Okay, there's Wendigo Eye. That's not the one I was talking about earlier. Don't think I'm going to use the one I was talking about earlier anyway. I'll have to go back and get the Thermite Mine one at a later date. Oh, here's the Burning Bloom. Ugden Bloom? No. Maybe. Okay, you can see the stars on the map. This is the Northern Travelers. Okay, we'll send them back for lunch. And then our mission is to get into the mine and clear it of all of the crabs. Which I'm really looking forward to, because the crabs have belts. I think I may have just ran into a dead end. Caught on those damn trees again. See what I mean? That's alright. Wait till we get into the city of Malmouth. I'm constantly bitching about stairs. Okay. So Fire Strike is now maxed. At this point I'm thinking Arcane Empowerment. I'm thinking Steel Resolve. And I'm also thinking it's got to be Thermite Mine. We need to get more resistance shredding, and that's how you do it. So we're going for Thermite Mine, at which point I'll need to swap the metal over, but that is a problem for later episodes. Okay, in the mines there are crabs, and you have been sent here to kill all the crabs. That's pretty much as simple as it gets. There's also basilisks in here, and there's also undead ghost crabs. All of it's got to go. Apparently there's Ugdenborg golems too. All of this has got to go, so we shooty shooty bang bang, and they all go away. The good thing about this area is it drops a lot of belts, or at least prior to 1.2 it dropped a lot of belts. After the change, there's actually not a huge number of the ghost crabs in here, but the guy at the end will drop one. Not maybe, will. So, we will come out of here with at least one, plus the skills Inquisitor belt. Which I'm looking forward to. The one thing you do need to know about this place is a lot of the crabs are buried underground, and they will only come out when you walk over the top of them, or at least near them. So you kind of got to walk, not everywhere, but mostly everywhere. So, I take back all the bad things I said about this build earlier on. I mean, it's still not amazing, but it's not that bad. Once you get 45 levels and a whole bunch of gear, it's not that bad. It's not that great either, but it's not bad. Okay, so this is the main pack of crabs that I was talking about. There's this one, and then there's another group further to the north that if you came this way and you just saw that this was just connected and you could see this was cut off because you walked up here, you never walked down there, those crabs would stay underground and you would get back to town and they would be like, go clean the crabs out. And then you'd say, but I already cleaned the crabs out. And then they'd say, no you didn't, you missed 4 of them. And now you've got to either reset your instance so you can go through and kill everything properly, or you got to come back in here and find the one patch of ground you didn't stand on to get the crabs to come out and play. Okay, dynamite here, hidden wall here. It's not really a hidden wall, more like a broken wall with a hidden stash. Okay, and now we're starting to get into ghost crab territory. And the ghost crabs do a lot of cold damage, but realistically your resistances should be under control by this point. I think, yeah, we're missing a little bit of Aether. Actually missing Vitality as well, which I wasn't expecting. We'll have to deal with that before we get to Malmouth, the Aether resist, that is. The Vitality is also not great. because we have to go through a chthonic rift to get where we're going, and the Chthonians do... I don't think it's 50-50, but they do a large amount of vitality damage in addition to all like chaos damage. Alright, treasure trove here. I'm actually not a... Really? Really, game? This is how we're going to play this? Okay. Can I make an acid retaliation build with a purifier? Okay, regenerated down. Runic braces are usually a good shout. I actually end up using those. It would break the two-piece I'm using. No, it wouldn't. I don't have the gloves on this character. Let's just have a look at that. Let's put a fresh seal down just in case, and these ones. So the prismatic shield is the proc that I was thinking of. And I'm gonna say it's actually considerably better than that elemental seal proc. +2 to Inquisitor Seal is nice. Aether and Chaos res in addition to elemental res is better than the completely no res on the inscribed braces. Also an extra 400 armor. So at level 50, I will be putting those on in addition to the Cortosian Scrolls. So at level 50, Chaos and Aether resistance cease being an issue completely. However, we do have to get there first. Mystic of Mending, okay. Still no poison resist, which is kind of the one that I want. I think you're kind of hiding behind that wall, aren't you? I'll have to duck in there later and check that too. Okay, there's definitely some in here. Oh, there's a wraith in here? I did not expect to see wraiths in this cave. Having said that, I didn't expect the Ugdenbog golem things either. Alright, so this is the end of the line. This is the end of the mine, as it were. There's a ghost crab right here. It's the Naxxon Shade. And we're going to kill it, because it is made out of +1 to Inquisitor skill belts. And I want it. So, let's just shoot it until it dies. Now it does put Aether Gunk on the ground. It's got, you can see those little Aether balls as well. But, apparently it just doesn't do enough damage to get through the Inquisitor Seal. Stalwart of Mending. These belts have been quite disappointing. Okay, what does it actually do? Regen, bleed res. I really don't want to break that poison resist. Why couldn't it be something like this? Rune Carved of Decay. Like, okay, yeah, it doesn't have poison resist on it, but it's got a bunch of armor, it's got a bunch of health, it's got 3 good resists on it. What about you? You got 1 resist. You got 1 resist. No armor, no health. Worst belts ever. Alright, anyway. Enough of my bitching. So, on the way out, I do remember I need to hit this area. I feel like I didn't spend my skill points. Ooh, see, if I hadn't come back here... Yeah, this one right here. I think pit creepers are the ones that we actually need to kill, so... I would have had to reset and come back. Vigorous of Scorched Runes. Diamond Signet. Piercing and Elemental Resistance. Well, that's not happening. I'll keep the Harmonious Skullus Ring, thanks. I think we're going to be done with these. I'm pretty sure I hit every other potential location. So I'm going to risk it, and... Stairs, man, I swear. I'm going to risk it, and we're going to go. I'm pretty sure I got all of them. And if not, then I'll have to just come back another time. That's alright, more XP. Actually, I kind of... I don't know if I mean this, but I kind of hope I missed one just so I can come back and get some more XP. I don't think I mean that. I don't really want to repeat it. But I do want the XP, so... We'll see, we'll see. I'm pretty sure I got everything though. So down here we're going to start running into a lot more of these leaf mains, and I am looking for that leaf main alpha horn. So that is another quest complete. We needed that leaf main alpha horn and this venom gaze bile for one quest to be completed. And as long as we're over here, we don't actually need to kill these guys anymore. I'm also thinking we may get enough reputation with the Coven that we could potentially buy the blueprint for the crafted Inquisitor belt, which may be a better way to go than trying to farm ghost crabs. In fact, I mean, it definitely will be the better way to go, because you can just craft them in town until you get the one you want, but crafting's not free. Alright, here's our last ward, so that should be quest complete. And then we just have the southern lunches to collect, which are always going to be in the last place you look. Because you stop looking when you find them, but also because this game just hates its players. If there's 3 places to look, and you go to the first place, it's not going to be there. The second place is not going to be there. The third place, it might be there, maybe. Or maybe they spawned it at the first place, but it was hidden around a corner. Alright. So good news is we don't have to worry about Chupacabra jumping out from behind a tree and mauling our faces off. At least not yet. And it is going to be in the last place I checked. So this is the last place they could have been that I haven't already been to. So of course they're here. But that's alright, we did eventually get them. And now we can send them back to town for a nice warm bath in the pot of soup. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and rift back to Barrowhome. We'll go turn all this in. And see how our reputation is with the Coven. There's one more quest, I think, for Barrowhome. And then I think they refuse to talk to you until you are honoured. But we will at least get the quest for the Coven done. Okay, I did actually get all of the crabs, which is nice. And you kind of ask him where the survivors are in that little dialogue, and he mentions that they've been taken inside. What's the problem? Yes, I will deal with Laria. So you remember when we walked past Laria, and I said we'll come back? Well, now we're coming back. When you do talk to Scorv, don't forget to grab your fetish from in there. And we are going to the Ugdenbog Rift. And Laria lives in this little eyeball icon here. So we'll run up there, and you have an option with Laria. You can either warn her that the Wendigo cult is trying to kill her, in which case I think you get a Wendigo spirit out of that, and you definitely get Coven reputation. Or you can just shoot her, in which case you don't get the Coven reputation.
I don't
but
know who you are, but please leave.
I was sent here to kill you. I'm not going to kill you. Okay, so we got a Wendigo spirit. Now, I've already used the Wendigo spirit to rescue Ugdal, but if you didn't have one, now you have one, so you can go back and rescue Ugdal. At this point, you go back to Barrowhome, and you talk to Scorv, and you can tell him that, hey, I totally killed Laria. Pinky swear. And he goes, yeah, sure, bruv. I believe you. Here's some XP. He is going to be standing out the back with his funny hat on, though. So you got to go for a bit of a run to find him. And I think the next quest is the Honored quest, so he's not going to talk to us after this. So we lied.
A Ravager will be interested to hear of this.
Very good. Now he's, like I said, he's not going to talk to us now, but, I mean, look at his hat. Hang on, can I zoom in? I think that's as zoomed in as I get. But yeah, he's got the Wendigo furs, and he's got the funny hat on. And these three idiots are lining up to be killed. Anyway, right, that's the end of Barrowholme, so let's head back to the Coven. And we'll do a little bit of quest turn-ins, and I'm going to do 2 more quests here as well. Let's actually... let's get some free XP, why not? Okay, and we've already done all of these quests. And I'm trying to click through them as quick as I can, but I keep missing. Alright, there we go. So that's, what, 3 or 4 quests back to back that we've already done,
No questions asked.
because we did them on the way out. So if you go out, you do 1 quest, and you'll come back and she'll be like, oh yeah, no, great, good job. Can you go do this one as well? And you go do that one. And you come back and she goes, oh no, awesome, awesome, awesome. Can you go over here for me? And you just spend forever running around, so it's better to do them all in one go. We did just get our level up, so 1, 2, and these 2 we're not using. So we don't have a 2-handed weapon, so Searing Might is no good, and we're not melee, so Searing Strike is also no good. So we skip those. We're also not using Granado because physical damage, so we skip those as well. And I'm kind of thinking... No, we stick with the plan. We go for Thermite Mines. Okay, let's just go ahead and chuck these back on. And we talked to...
At least you are determined.
Sorry, did I say chuck those back on? I meant leave these on. Okay, I've already dealt with her. And I think she also is not interested in giving us another quest. So keepsake to the altar and okay, yep. Alright, so until we get to Honored, I think it is, with the Coven, which we could go and get really easily. But until we get it, we are done with them. And this seems like a good time to end the episode, so I will cut it out here. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.